Alrighty, so for this next part, we're going to talk about combat. Now, in a normal game, this piece would actually be hidden to me, and I wouldn't know what it was until I actually said I'm going to attack this piece. But for the sake of you guys being able to see, we are going to show it here. And again, I'm playing with an older version of the game where the lower the number, the better it is. If these pieces were to translate now into most newer versions, it is this 2 is a 9, and that 4 is a 7. So even though they're saying 2 and 4, I'm probably going to call them 9 and 7. So in a normal game, the higher rank always wins, no matter what. The only exception to this rule is if the two pieces are the same rank, then they both die. In my version, if they turn out to be the same rank, they both don't die. Just nothing happens. Or if someone were to attack a bomb, unless you are a minor, then you will plain and simply lose. So in this version of it, the higher the rank, the better you're going to do is still there. The spirit of it is still there, but it's different now because it doesn't guarantee that if you are higher ranked, you're still going to win. And this is probably the biggest change that I can see. So first things first, and I'm not using any of the new game board pieces that I have. I mean, you can obviously tell which ones are going to be mine. This is the actual board this one comes with. But first things first, your enemy guys, your enemy pieces, I guess, are still hidden to you. Okay, I mean that's still the exact same. If this were a full setup board, I would not know what each piece is. Plain and simple, I don't know who is who. But again, for this, just to show you, we're going to say that I use my 2 or my 9, and I'm going to attack this 4 or this 7. Well, so each side rolls a 6-sided dice. And again, this is where the real changes come from. So I'm going to roll mine here, and I got a 5. And my opponent rolls his, and he gets a 2. So what we plan to simply do is we take the dice number and we add our rank to it. So because I'm a 9, and again, we are going off of the higher ranks opposed to the lower ranks, because I am a 9 and I add the 5, my total attack is a 14. So again, easy going math. 9 plus 5, 14. That's what I am attacking this guy with. This guy is a 7, and he gets a roll of 2. So his total defense is a 9, and that's it. That's plain and simply it. So let's just kind of fudge some of these dice here and say let's just say I got a 1, okay, and this guy got the best he could. He got a 6. Well, even though I'm a higher rank, because my attack wasn't very good, the most that my guy is a 10, while the 7 here, because he got a 6, he is a 13. And so even though if we were playing this as a normal game, I would always win. But in my version of this, the characters have the chance to defend themselves. So like you have to eat, meaning even though you have a high ranking piece, you still have to be cautious that someone or something like this may in fact happen. And so even though I have the high ranking piece, because I only got a 1 on my attack roll, well then that means that plain and simply I got a 10 in total. Well, this guy has a 13 because again 7 plus 6, and so he would actually beat me. And so that's how the attacking in this works. Now there are still some. For instance, if a 10 were to roll a 1 every single time, they would still have an 11. And so like all the way from 2 to 5, because even if the 5 rolled a 6, they would still tie. And in my version, if a tie happens, both pieces are fine. So that is only assuming that 10 rolls a 1 the entire time. And then finally, if it gets to a 6, and that's again assuming that the 6 rolls a 6 to make it a 12, that's the only way that's going to stop that 10. So the point that I am trying to make here is for half of the pieces, and again I'm just using the 10 here. He's still going to just wipe the floor with like everybody. So speaking of the 10 or the 1 in the original version that I have here, you say to yourself, well, gee, Tommy, that's really interesting, but what about a certain piece called the spy? I was trying to find here's one. A certain piece called the spy. Now, the spy in the original game, its sole purpose is to kill the 10, because in that version of it, the 10 can only die by a spy or if it attacks another 10. So if a high-ranking piece can kill a 10, what does the spy do? Well, in this version of this game, the spy is what they call a glass cannon. So if the spy were to attack first, he will win every single time. The spy wins, unless he is attacking a bomb. So unless he is attacking a bomb, he will still lose. Every piece still loses when trying to fight the bomb, besides the either the 8 on version I'm playing here, so the minor, or the 3 in the new versions of this. But if the spy is attacking, he will win every time. The spy wins every time. So, but if the spy is the defender, it will lose. So you don't have to roll any of the dice when it involves the spy. It's just either he will win if he is the attacker, he will lose if he is the defender. So again, he is a glass cannon. So that is really it that is really it when it comes to how to attack in this version. Again, it certainly is different here because the whole point is to implement more strategy here, and knowing that, hey, my pieces are not invincible. Well, you say, do I really want to move that piece up? Do I want to be totally sure? Because a low ranking piece could potentially be a high one. So that's how the combat in my version of this game works.